Hey guys, NRL vid090 back in another video today. Today I'll be getting to my round 12 tips for 2020. And also for this round, in case you didn't know, this round is in Indigenous round. Yeah, this is just a good way to for all the Indigenous community and all that. And yeah, it's a very special round in our game. Yeah, it's good to have Indigenous round this week. Yeah, the first game on Thursday night, the 30th of July, at Netstrata Jubilee Stadium in Sydney. It's between the Dragons and the Rabbitohs. So Adam Clune's out for Dragons. So Ben Hunt moves to halfback from hooker, and then Cameron McInnes moves back to hooker, and then going on lock is Jackson Ford, and then coming off the bench is Tristan Saylor. That's your Dragons team right there, and Trent Merrin's out. Yeah, that's the Dragons team. And for the Rabbitohs, Latrell Mitchell's back from suspension, so goes back to fullback. Jack Johns, after making his debut last week against Canberra, drops out the side, and Hame Sele is out for the Rabbitohs. So for this game, I went the Dragons to win 24-18. I feel like this will be a good contest. So I do think Dragons have a stronger team in terms of the back line, maybe just in the forwards. But this should be a good game, I think. Rabbitohs will definitely turn up for it. Yeah, but I think Dragons will win in a close one. So I'm going to go Dragons here to win 24-18. Now, Friday night at 6 p.m, the early game. It's between the Sydney Cricket Ground, of course. It's between the West Tigers and the New Zealand Warriors. So changes to the Tigers are any changes? New recruit from the Roosters, Asu Keapoa, will be in reserves. Russell Packer, Michael Cheekham, and Matt Eisenhuth are all out, possibly because of injury, I think. Well, I know Cheekham's is, but I'm not sure where the others are. Russell Packer's been suspended, so that's who's out for Tigers, and replacing them are Thomas McCarley and Oliver Clark, I'm pretty sure. For the Warriors, there's two new players in that team, loan signings from the Parramatta Eels. George Jennings and Daniel Alvaro are going to both be playing in this game for the new club on loan. So, yeah, George Jennings is replaced Kim Mamala in the wings because Kim Mamala has gone back to New Zealand. And Alvaro will come off the bench for the New Zealand Warriors, and Chanel Harris-Davita's out, and so is David Fasatua. So that's the Warriors team right there. Now, you can call me stupid. You can call me stupid if you really want to, because you can, and I don't blame you if you do. But, I mean, I've got a great feeling here that the Warriors will win this game. I don't know. I've got a good feeling about them this week. I think after just watching how they're playing against the Roosters at Gosford, and just the character they put in that game and just the effort, I feel like they're going to back it up this week. I know they can be very inconsistent Warriors because they are inconsistent as a club, but I feel like this week is the week where they're going to finally find a bit of mojo in their side and just find a bit of that. They're just going to repeat the effort, I think, from what they did last week against the Roosters. So I'm going to go the Warriors here to beat the Tigers. I think Tigers will turn up, but again, I think Tigers don't convince me either. They're quite inconsistent. So I'm going to go the Warriors here to win 20 points to 14, actually. So I feel like Warriors will turn up here. I like their forward pack, actually, with Hetherington, Katoa, and Tavaga. It's a good forward pack, I think, and the bench isn't that bad. Now, the other game on Friday night, this is the last game on Friday. It's at Suncorp Stadium. It's between the Brisbane Broncos and the Cronulla Sharks. We'll start with Broncos quickly. The changes for them. So, Darius Boyd will go back to fullback for the Broncos. So it's a bit interesting. Herbie Farnworth shifts to centres, and Richard Kenner comes on the wing for the Brisbane Broncos. And Anthony Milford shifts to the halves because Brody Croft's out with an injury. No changes in the forwards from what it looks like. Off the bench, Isaac Luke's back for the Warriors. And Jamil Hopper-White is out, and Tyson Gamble are both out. So that's your Brisbane Broncos team for this week. For the Sharks, well, Chad Townsend has had a bad injury, unfortunately for him. So replacing him at halfback at number 7 is Connor Tracy. Andrew Fafita's not in the team he wasn't last week, so won't be in the team this week again. So Hamlin Ueli will start again at prop, I guess, and Tiger Wilson will play a second NRL game. So for this game, I'm tipping the Sharks here. I feel like they've got more points than them, and plus I feel like they have more points than them, and obviously Broncos' defense is pretty bad. So I just think that I know that Sharks have a very bad record at Suncorp Stadium. I was reading the other day they have a terrible record in Brisbane, but I feel like this is the week where they'll come out and just they'll I know it's not a positive win against Dragons last week, but I feel like they'll just do it just enough to beat the Broncos, I think. So I'm going to go the Sharks to beat the Broncos 28 points to 18. Now, Super Saturday, it's between the Roosters and the Titans at Sydney Cricket Ground. So we'll start with the Roosters. And the changes for them are Brett Morris is out, so replacing him on the wing is Ryan Hall. And then that seems to be it for the Roosters. Just Brett Morris being out, Ryan Hall replaces him on the wing. For the Titans, Alexander Brimson, AJ Brimson, you can call him, is in reserves. He could be a late inclusion after that injury, suffered that neck injury. No, sorry, spinal injury. Sorry. And Aaron Clark's back from suspension, so he's in reserves as well. And Sam Lasoni is also in the side, so that's your Gold Coast Titans team right there. So for this game, I'm going to go the Roosters, obviously, to win, 30 points to 12. I can see the Titans being right in the game for the first half, and then the second half, I think Roosters will go wild, I think, and that's obviously going to be the game right there when Roosters start going on a bit of a roll in the second half. So I'm going to go so I'm going Roosters to win here against Titans, 30 points to 12. Now the second game of Super Saturdays between the North Queensland Cowboys and the Canberra Raiders at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. Changes for the Cowboys. So Connolly Lumu, who's in play against Manly last week, will be in the centres for this game. Any other changes? Well, Ruben Cotter's the other side. So, that's the team right there for the Cowboys. For the Raiders, Charnze Clockset suffered today dislocation in his finger, so replacing him at fullback, Strawn Rapana, and then Curtis Scott comes into the centres, and Nick Kotrick will stay on his wing after being forced to play in the centres at some point, I believe, and at fullback I saw. And Hudson Young starts at lock. Tarpany will start off the bench again. And new recruit Corey Harawira-Naira will play off the bench as well. So that's the Canberra Raiders side right there. So for this game, I'm tipping the Raiders to win, not by much. I feel like this will be a close game, actually. I'm tipping the Raiders to win 18 points to 10. And you know what? I really enjoy these games. I really enjoy these games between the Cowboys and Raiders. It's been some great games between them in the past few years, Cowboys and Raiders. So, believe it or not, I'm looking forward to this game, to be honest. There's always been some good clashes between the two. Now, the last game of Super Saturday is between Manly Sea Eagles and the Penrith Panthers. So, no changes for Manly, except Jack Gazewski drops out of the side, so replacing him is Sean Kempe after missing out last week's game against the Cowboys. And Dylan Walker is in reserves for Manly at jersey number 19, so could be a possible late inclusion right there for Manly. For the Panthers, Billy Kikau comes back for the Panthers in the back row. And Tyrone May started in the back row last week, so he'll drop back to the bench. And, Apisai Coruscant, so Abby Coruscant could be a late inclusion for Panthers, which would be huge if he plays for them. So, yeah, so that's the team, and Santa Tavano is also a chance for the Panthers after coming back from injury, and he's in reserves, jersey 20. So for this game, I'm tipping the Panthers. I'm tipping Panthers to win 22-12. So I'm tipping against my own team, and I feel like Panthers will be a little bit too good for Manly because they have a good record against us as well. And I believe the Panthers are the only team that have a pretty much a good record at Lottoland in Manly. So yeah, they're the only team. They're the only team that does really well at Brookvale Oval. So I'm gonna go the Panthers. Panthers to beat Manly 22 points to 12. Now, Sunday footy at 2 p.m. back at ANZ Stadium, so that's good. So it's between the Bulldogs and the Eels. Team changes. So Kerrod Holland drops out of the side for the Bulldogs from what it looks like, and Tim Laffey, who used to be a Bulldog and who left the club late in 2015, left the club, and looks like he'll reunite with the team in the centres. He'll start there. And Jack Hogger will come off the bench for the Bulldogs, and Brandon Wakeham drops out of the side, which I don't think is right because I like Brandon Wakeham as a player. I really rate Wakeham, in case you didn't know. So yeah, that's the changes for the Bulldogs. That's your side. For the Eels, there doesn't seem to be any changes in that back line. The forward pack seems to be the same. And I think that's the same size last week when they versed the Tigers. So no changes for the Parramatta Eels. For this game, I'm tipping the Eels to win 24 points to 10 over the Bulldogs. I don't think that this will be a blowout. I know that Parramatta at full strength for the team they have, but I feel like Bulldogs will put in a bit of effort like they did last week against Newcastle, and I feel like this will be a close game for a bit. Then obviously Parramatta will get a few tries at the end and that will be the game set right there. So I'm tipping the Parramatta Eels to beat the Bulldogs 24 points to 10. Now, the last game of round 12 for Indigenous round. This is the last game at Sunshine Coast Stadium on Sunday, the second game and last game. It's between the Melbourne Storm and the Newcastle Knights. Changes for the Melbourne Storm. Marion Seve will start in the centres. And dropping out of the side is Paul Momorowski, who unfortunately I heard suffered a season-ending injury. So that's unfortunate for Paul. Yeah, that's your Melbourne Storm team right there. No changes for them. For the Knights, Andrew McCulloch is going to be out for the rest of the season with injury. So replacing him at hooker is Chris Randall, and replacing Connor Watson off the bench, who's also suffered a season-ending injury, is Phoenix Crossland, and Sione Matautia is out the side, so replacing him is Josh King. So for this game, I'm actually tipping the Melbourne Storm to win quite well, to be honest. I feel like that if they had Andrew McCulloch, I feel like this would have been tight, but I feel like with a rookie number 9, and just with the quality of Melbourne, I think after that win against the Broncos last week, which will probably bring a bit of confidence to the Storm. So I'm tipping Storm to win quite well at Sunshine Coast against the Knights. I'm saying they're going to win 34 points to 18 over Knights. So Storm to beat Knights, 34-18. So guys, that's my round 12 tips for 2020. Let me know yours in the comments down below. You can disagree and agree with my tips as well, so you can type that in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends, and share to everyone you know. And hopefully enjoy the video. And I'll see you I'll see you maybe tomorrow, or if it's not tomorrow, maybe Thursday. I'll see you for the Fantastic Rugby League show. So guys, I will see you then. So peace.